Welcome to Electrified. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend, and a quick shout out to my newest patrons, David, Michael, Robert, Jerry, another Michael, and Jim. Greatly appreciate all of the support. Troy Teslike shared some production figures out of Giga Shanghai from the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology out of China. So we're looking at a total of 56,965 for the month of November. So yes, this would be a new watermark for Tesla production out of Giga Shanghai, but the problem is a lot of people were expecting a number closer to 60,000 because in October when they did 55.5, it was shut down for roughly 1 week, but I don't like to get lost in the details here. From the big picture, everything looks great. However, to hit that 500,000 units produced, as you can see, the number in December would have to be very big. I'm not entirely sure it is possible unless Tesla pulls a rabbit out of a hat, which they've done before, but this is what we're looking at so far. Frenchie gave us all a good reminder on Twitter. Can't believe how much the software has improved in 1 year. This picture was from 1 year ago of the visualizations, and compare that to today. We have definitely come a long way in just 12 months. So hooray, as today we get a new Wall Street firm covering Tesla. Couldn't wait for this one. Guggenheim initiated coverage with a neutral rating and a $924 fair value price target. Now, do not be misled by tweets like this from Squawk Square where they said, breaking, they initiated Tesla with a target of $1,963 per share. Now, in a roundabout way, yes, that's true, but Gary cleared it up. The bull case price target is $1963, the bear case is $350, and the fair value is $924. So what Guggenheim is effectively saying is Tesla should trade between $350 and $1963, really going out on a limb with that one. And in case any of you were wondering about the cyber whistle, just real quick here, over the weekend, the Daily Wire shared this article talking about Elon Musk as the Federal Reserve Chair starts to move. I'm going to pump the brakes on that movement. Basically, Larry Kudlow and Forbes media chairman Steve Forbes were talking about preferring Elon as the Fed chair because he has the conviction and the discipline to do what needs to be done to stop the excessive spending and all of that. And look, it'd be great to have Elon in this position to give him control over those decisions, but the chances of this happening, in my opinion, are basically near zero. Just wanted to get that out there. An update on Giga Berlin. Brandenburg's prime minister expects the final approval for the factory in early 2022. I don't know exactly what day of the week, but it is foreseeable it'll probably be at the beginning of the year. Then also going out on a limb, the approval will come at some point. Well, thank you for that, but the newest update is sometime early 2022 for final approval. Drive Tesla Canada shared that Hertz seems to be installing Tesla superchargers at selected locations, one of which is the Fort Myers International Airport. Now, I would say based on this application, it could be superchargers or it could be destination chargers, but Hertz has said that they would cover free supercharging for the month of January, if of course you are a Hertz customer. Recurrent Auto shared this chart about winter battery performance, specifically when it comes to range. They didn't share a whole lot of information about how they arrived at the data. They just said it includes aggregated and anonymized data from 7,000 vehicles in the Recurrent community from across the US. And looking at the chart, you'll see in a second that Tesla did indeed have the best performance for whatever their metrics were, but I'm actually bringing this up to throw it out as a question to you guys. As Tesla owners, what has your experience been with winter performance, specifically when it comes to range? Because I know many Tesla owners who have had fairly severe drops in winter range. Now, yes, some of the newer models with the heat pumps that are more efficient tend to do a little bit better, but please let me know your experience below. I'm genuinely curious. And in response to this tweet from Gail, Elon told us Tesla will hold a Giga Texas grand opening party with factory tours for the community in early 2022. Some people on Twitter are already saying they're receiving emails with their invitation. I'm not sure if that is true or not, but it's just the word on the street. And those over by Giga Shanghai were starting to feel left out, so Jay in Shanghai posed the question, and Elon said that that could be coming sometime in 2022, that being a factory tour of Giga Shanghai. Tom Malogny just uploaded a video covering Tesla charging losses. I think this is an important point for the Tesla community to understand, given that Tesla does not display any information on the actual superchargers. Now, in this instance, he wasn't using a supercharger, charger, but I'll play the clip and you'll understand what's going on.
All right, so we charged from 7% state of charge to 57% state of charge, basically half the battery pack. And the station showed that it dispensed a little over 39 kilowatt hour. However, Tesla's in-car screen showed that the car had taken in 35 kilowatt hour. So that's a difference of about 4 kilowatt hour. Now, we don't know if it was 35.2 or 35.4 kilowatt hour because Tesla just rounds it off. So let's just give the Tesla the benefit of the doubt and say it was 35.5. So that means we lost about 3.5 kilowatt hour of energy in this charging session. Well, that's the discrepancy between what Electrify America said that they dispensed and what the car took in. And that's with charging the car 50%. So if we double it, that's about 7 kilowatt hour of charging losses. Now, my Model 3 has the 78 kilowatt hour total pack size. The usable pack size when it was new was somewhere around 74 or 75 kilowatt hour. But my car's over a year old. I have about 17,000 miles on it, and I've had some degradation so far. And from my tests, charging the car to 100%, running it down till pretty much it won't move any further, and seeing how much energy was used, my usable capacity right now is right around 70 kilowatts, 70, 71 kilowatts, right around that amount. So if we were to lose 7 kilowatt hours on a pack that has a usable size of 70 kilowatt hours, it's about 10% charging losses, right around what I was expecting charging at this low rate with the CHAdeMO adapter.
There's a lot more details shared in the video, but I do not want to steal Tom's thunder, so if you'd like to watch the full thing, of course, it's linked below. In case you were wondering, Elon said he will pay over $11 billion in taxes this year. There you have it. Over the weekend, Tesla released the beta 10.7. Here are the release notes. Go ahead and pause if you would like to read more. Now, Elon did say that tomorrow, Tuesday, Tesla is expecting to release 10.8. A very quick turnaround, and he also said that there should be some fun holiday updates as well. Shout out to Ryan Davis, who pointed out some changes to Tesla's website when it comes to the Tesla Roadster. So if you go to the Roadster webpage and scroll down, you see this section right here, but there is no pricing, there's no Founders Edition, and this is what it used to look like. It had the base price, the base reservation, the Founders Series price, the Founders Series reservation, which was the same as the price, and they were only gonna do 1,000 reservations for the Founders Series. And back to the current page, as you can see, all of that is gone except the base reservation now being $50,000. So if you click on reserve yours now, you're brought to this page, $5,000 due immediately with $45,000 due in the following 10 days. And we have to remember, the Roadster was unveiled November 16th, 2017. So over 4 years ago. It does not seem like that long, but over the last 4 years, I'm sure Tesla has developed new technology and thought about new things. And with the Plaid Model S being as good as it is, as fast as it is, now the Roadster is left in this odd situation because it wouldn't be that much better in terms of performance specs than the Plaid Model S, and this car was meant to be a smackdown for ICE vehicles, which the Plaid has kind of already fulfilled, at least to some degree. So obviously this product was never going to be a focus for Tesla, and we have to remember that Elon's timelines here with the Roadster have always been in question to some degree. Elon was asked about a Tesla Roadster hover test, as this was supposed to be a feature, and Elon said maybe the end of next year, back in summer of 2019, which would have put that event at the end of 2020. Here we are at the end of 2021 with no real world hover test. And the latest update, Elon said we could expect Roadster production in 2023 if all goes well. So I wouldn't even be confident about that, which is sad. I would love to see this vehicle on the streets as it's meant to be more of a track vehicle. So hopefully Tesla just wants to adjust the pricing and the specs, and eventually we'll get some more clarity over the course of 2022. But moving on, here's a new video from Tesla over the weekend. Nio has released the ET5 to be a rival to the Tesla Model 3. This will be Nio's second sedan, and the ET5 should start at $51,450 before subsidies, or $40,463 with a leased battery. And they're saying that this vehicle should go 342 miles on a single charge. I'm personally going to wait until they get closer to production to see what that number really looks like. I'm feeling like it'll probably be closer to 300. But the vehicle is supposed to be available sometime in September, so roughly 9 months away. Now, Nio does have global expansion plans. They're looking to enter Germany, the Netherlands, Denmark, and Sweden in 2022, and Nio has entered a strategic partnership with Royal Dutch Shell, and the two will co-establish battery swapping, recharging, and energy storage infrastructure in China, Europe, and the US. And in case you missed it, Ford has closed reservations so they can start accepting orders for the F-150 Lightning. So to everybody that has a reservation, they'll now be moving to placing an actual order, and deliveries are still expected at the beginning of next year. Now, Ford has not said how many of these vehicles will be sold to dealerships, so there is going to be a chance for you to get your hands on one of these vehicles if you don't have a reservation, if you're willing to go through the dealership model and negotiate and let your local dealership know that, hey, I'm interested in this vehicle if and when you receive them that aren't going to be earmarked for reservation holders. And to wrap it up today, Polestar is making its own electric motors, batteries, and electrical architecture, but more importantly was what they said about what they are aiming for. The automaker's target is the Porsche Cayenne with the Polestar 3, the Polestar 4 is aiming for the Porsche Macan, and the Polestar 5 will be putting a bullseye on the Porsche Panamera and the Taycan. And the head of Polestar Americas has said that Polestar wants to be a Porsche competitor in design, performance, and innovation. Polestar is developing its own electric motors in-house in Sweden, codenamed P10. But I just found it really interesting that Polestar is really directly aiming to be a Porsche competitor. But that is all for today. Please take a second to like the video if you did. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and a huge thank you to all of my Patreon supporters.